relative majors and minors. Well, I think one of them doesn't work anyway. I guess so. I even gave you a walk down from that G to the E minor. Hope you appreciated that.
Uri's funny, huh?
Oh, he wanted a hammer on.
Oh, that's the hammer. That's the hammer. Amigo toys.
welcome first? Or want me to sing first?
I'll do a very quick welcome because I love healing my toes my welcome.
Good transition.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
It's so good seeing you. And we're so excited about Mechina leading our class this evening. Woohoo! You guys look so excited yourselves. Yeah. When you guys come up here, you're more than welcome to take off your mask when you lead, okay? I don't know if we told you that. So with that, Cantor, I think maybe we'll begin a little Hine Matov. Behold how good and how pleasant it is that we are together as one congregational family.
Hine Matov u'mana'im shevet achim gam yachad. 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 How good it is!
How good it is!
How sweet it is!
How sweet it is
to be together on this day. How good it is!
How good it is!
How sweet it is!
How sweet it is
to be together on this day. Hine matov u'mana'im shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'mana'im shevet achim gam yachad. How good it is!
How good it is!
How sweet it is!
How sweet it is
to be together on this day. How good it is!
How good it is!
How sweet it is!
How sweet it is
to be together on this day. Hine matov u'mana'im shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov u'mana'im shevet achim gam yachad. Shevet achim gam yachad.
We continue the lighting of the Shabbat candles on pages 120, 121. I'd like to call upon Mechina's amazing teacher, the one and only Danny. Look at you, Danny.
Great, thank you. Reading first or after?
Yeah.
Okay.
First, then light.
Okay. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Oh, the whole thing. Oh, sorry. Doing a great job.
You're doing it.
I'm killing it. Ooh. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, b'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the lights of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
And now that we've welcomed Shabbat, I invite you to welcome the person next to you. Wish them a Shabbat Shalom. Wave at someone else in another room, maybe row who you don't know. Wish them a Shabbat Shalom. Look back at that camera and wish those that are online with us a Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Good job.
Shabbat Sharabbai.
Now that we've welcomed each other, we'll welcome the Shabbat Bride with Lecha Dodi on page 138. Lecha Dodi, Ligrot Kala, B'nai Shabbat, Nikabla, Lecha Dodi, Ligrot Kala, B'nai Shabbat, Nikabla, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom u'mevorach. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom u'mevorach. Lecha Dodi, Ligrot Kala, B'nai Shabbat, Nikabla, Lecha Dodi, Ligrot Kala, B'nai Shabbat, Nikabla.
Please join us on page 145. Teach me, O God, a blessing, a prayer, on the mystery of a withered leaf, on ripened fruit so fair, on the freedom to see, to sense, to breathe, to know, to hope, to despair. Teach my lips a blessing, a hymn of praise, as each morning and night you renew your days. Lest my day be today as the one before, lest routine set my ways.
We continue with Baruch Hu on page 146. Please rise if you're able, either physically or in spirit.
Please turn to page 148. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech ha'olam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chokma poteach sha'arim, uvitvuna mashaneh itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umsader et hakokavim, b'mishmotehem barakia kirtsono, borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or, Umavir yom umavi laila. Umavdil min bein yom uvein laila. Adonai Tzvaot Shema. El Chai v'Kayam Tamid Yimloch Aleinu Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Hama Ariv Aravim. Okay. Please continue on page 149. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch Atah Adonai Hama Ariv Aravim.
Please continue on page 150. Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amha Ahavta Torah Umitzvot Hukim Umishpatim Otanu Limadata. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch Atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Invite us to take a deep breath in, exhaling out. Another deep cleansing breath in as you breathe in that sense of peace, that sense of shalom, of wholeness and completeness. And exhale out all that mishagas, all that stuff we don't need to hold on to right now. Another deep breath in, feeling that sense of peace for the world, and exhaling out all the pain we're feeling in Ukraine right now as well.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
Please continue on page 154. Please be seated. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anohi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlektecha v'derech uvshokbecha uvkumecha uvksartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha Utavtam Amzuzot Beitecha Uvisharecha Leman Tiskeru Ve'asitem Ekol Mitzvotai Vitem Kedoshim Lelohehem Ani Adonai Elohehem Asher Hotzitzi Etchem Me'eretz Mitzrayim Leot Lahem Lelohim Ani Adonai Elohehem. You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. Take to heart these instructions with which I charge you this day. Impress them upon your children. Recite them when you stay home and when you are awake, when you lie down and when you get up. Bind them as a symbol on your hand and let them serve as a symbol on your forehead. Inscribe them on your doorposts of your house and on your gates. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth.
The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love.
From bondage in Egypt we are delivered at Sinai. We bind ourselves to your way.
Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces.
Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of the world redeemed.
Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be at one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea.
Turn to page 158. Miha moha be'elim Adonai. Miha moha nadar b'kodesh. Nora tehilot ose fele. Who is like you, O God, among the gods that are worshipped? Who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in splendor, working wonders? Your children witnessed your sovereignty. The sea splitting before Moses and Miriam. This is our God, they cried. Adonai will reign forever. Thus it said, Adonai redeemed Jacob for a hand stronger than his own. Praised are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us walk with good companions to live hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai hapores sukat shalom elenu va'al kol amo Yisrael va'al Yerushalayim. Yerushalayim.
Good job. Amen. Page 162. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasot et ha-Shabbat v'torotam b'rit olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasot et ha-Shabbat v'torotam b'rit olam. Bein Hilvein b'nei Yisrael, oti leolam, oti leolam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasot et ha-Shabbat v'torotam b'rit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasot et ha-Shabbat v'torotam b'rit olam. Uvayom hashvi shavat vaynafash, shavat vaynafash, shavat vaynafash. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasot et ha-Shabbat v'torotam b'rit olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat lasot et ha-Shabbat v'torotam b'rit olam.
We continue now the central portion of our worship with our tefillah, beginning on page 164, then we'll go to 166 and 168. Please rise if you're able, either physically or in spirit.
Adonai sefatai tita ufia ki tehilateha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rahel, Elohei Leah. Hatel Hagadil Hakim Vor V'Hanara, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, Ve'konei Hakol, Ve'zocher Hastei Avot, Ve'imahot, Mevike Ulav Livnei V'neihem, Lema Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Kuzei Mashiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Elokein Avraham ve'Ezra Sarah.
אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומיתו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
We continue on page 171. Days pass and the years vanish, and we walk sightless among miracles. God, fill our eyes with seeing and our minds with knowing. Let there be moments when your presence like lightning illumines the darkness in which we walk. Help us to see wherever we gaze that the bush burns unconsumed, and we, clay touched by God, will reach out for holiness and exclaim in wonder, how filled with awe is this place, and we did not know it. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh.
Please turn to page 173. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Please turn to page 175. You are with us in our prayer and our love and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for answers to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength in your service. Baruch atah Adonai shiot ha levad ha b'riyad na'avod.
Please join us on page 178. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam, Ki Ata Hu Melech Adon Lechol HaShalom, V'tov Bi'einecha Lavarech, Et Amcha Yisrael Bechol Et Uvechol Sha'a Bishlomecha, Baruch atah Adonai hamevarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom.
Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all the inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home and heart. Praised are you, eternal one, who blesses our people with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamvaresh et amo Yisrael b'shalom.
Good job. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu Melech Adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. B'tov beinecha levarech et amcha Yisrael. B'chodetu b'chol shah b'shlomecha. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Baruch atah Adonai, hamevarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom.
Well, great job, Mechina. Wow, that was excellent. Really good. You should be so proud of yourselves. You all did really, really good. So I have a question for you. The question I have is, what came before the sanctuary? Has there always been a sanctuary, or what did the Jews, the Israelites, have before a sanctuary? I wonder what it is. Yeah, what do you think? They had secret places. Sacred places. Nice. That's right. They had very sacred places. And it's interesting because when they were wandering in the wilderness, they needed that sacred place. And you know what they did, Nathan? What they did was they created what's called an Ohel Moed, a tent of meeting, and a Mishkan, a tabernacle. And it's interesting, that's right, that's really part of the name of this prayer book, Mishkan Tefillah. And what's cool about a Mishkan is that it traveled with the Israelites and it helped them understand kind of that God's presence, God's with them all the time. And in this week's Torah portion from the book of Exodus, Pekudei it's called, it's normally a double portion, but we have a leap year, which means we have an extra month of Adar. What we learn in Pekudei, though, is it goes into great detail about every little thing about the Ohel Moed. And the reason why is because we should treat sacred places really well. It's important. So the question I have for you is, when we're not in this Mishkan, is there another Mishkan we go to? Well, yeah, what do you think, Jody? Yep, there's other congregations. They all are mishkans. But let's say if you go, let's say, to the beach, can you have a mishkan with you? You can, because I think each of us is a mishkan. Each of us is a place of holiness. Each of us has the capability of having God's presence within us, which is what a mishkan really is. But I think what we have to remember is, in order for that to happen, we have to be mensches. We have to be the best possible person we can be. And that's what's so cool about this class and about our students at Temple Emanu-El, because that's what I see. Students that strive to be the best they can be, right? How often do you see a teenager as a madrich come on a Friday night to be supportive like Jared has? That shows character in a person, you know? He has a very strong mishkan, Jared, and it's always with him. And you know that because when you guys are with them, you know that for a fact, right? Like Danny, how blessed we are to have people that have strong mishkans within them. And so I invite us just to take a few moments, all of us, to consider that mishkan within us. How do we feel that sense of wonder, that sense of other in our lives, as we pause now in silent reflection? We now focus our energies toward those who are ill and in need of healing. That healing may need to be a physical one. It may be a spiritual one, or maybe a mental one. And on this Shabbat, we think of the following people. And then after we read this list, I invite you to add a name if you'd like to. As we think of Salia Mendez, Chana bat Miriam, Eliana bat Chana, Bob Bell, Robert Berg, Dr. Arnold Berliner, Sandy Beinstock, Barry Brown, Rich Burns, Esther Burton, Ed Kahn, Chu Chi, Sandra Cohen, Deanna Courtwright, Bunny Fisher, Carolyn Franklin, Holly Fugit, Marcia Geezer, Marina Gaffney, Sharon Jenkin, Harry Glaze, Charlene Griffin, Ted Guglin, Olivia Hand, Linda Harris, Dr. Gary Height, Jesse Jessen, Jenny Johnson, Mimi Jones, Rosie Gurman, Jane Kalp, Melissa Katz, Evelyn Katz-McCosker, Deborah Lanning, Shirley Lerner, Carol Lesage, Lior Batginia, David Ledwitz, Litia Leos, Bobby Lotman, Austin Lucero, Janice Lucero, Gerald Maddox, Ariana Madison, Harlan Madison, Ellen McCaslin, Sid Melbourne, Vivian Cooper Moore, Gunther Myberg, Brad Parkins, Gabrielle Pollock, Stephanie Rasmussen, Linda Rogers, Gordon Robinson, Laura Danoff Robinson, Devon Ross, Jenny Rudy, Dolores Sams Hoy, Harriet Saltzman, Gary Sanders, Laura Sanders, Malachi Sorensen, Donna Shine, Amy Stavis, Eileen Sweet, Donna Thyman, Pham Tai Trang, Gina Thrower, Kara Thayer, Steve Umeki, Teresa Walsh, Jeannie Watson, Marty Weisberg, Nancy Weisenfeld, Sue Witten, Sherman Wong, Yaakov Ben Eda, Brandon Yarkin, Yosef Ben Rivka Ve'akiva, Madison Zales, and everyone who is suffering from coronavirus. If you wish to add another name, I invite you to raise your hand. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We think of all those that are suffering right now in the Ukraine as well as we join together in Mishaberach. All right. I wonder if we have any March birthdays. Any March birthdays? If you have a March birthday, come on up. Come up on these steps if you have a March birthday. Any March birthdays? Wow. That's interesting. That would be the first time no one has a March birthday here. What about February? When would you February? No, it's March. Now, if you missed one, you can go up there. It's okay. If you missed one, like last month, or if you're like, 6 weeks old or something, 7 weeks old, you get a pencil if you want one. Man, he's way alert. Wow, that's cool. Just remember, I didn't do the cutting. He's giving me the look like he recognizes me from something not so good. All right, well, that was wonderful. It was great. That's a first ever in almost 23 years. That's a first. Wow. What? What, Judd? Well, that works. It's your aunt's birthday. There you go.
My dad was born.
Want to give her a pencil? Cool. Come on up. Let's give her a pencil. What color do you think she'd want, your auntie? Purple? Thanks, Megan.
Both of our aunts, so.
Well done. See? Yes. Jared, absolutely. When's your birthday?
Almost March.
Anyone else miss one the last month or two? No, no pencil for you. Oh, nice. Then you get a half a pencil, I guess. Okay, well, I guess we need some announcements now. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Mira Carp. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yes. Shabbat Shalom. Hi, everyone. My name is Mira Karp, and on behalf of Temple Emanu-El's Board of Trustees, I'd like to welcome you to our family Erev service, led by Rabbi Dana Magat, Cantor Leah Shafritz, and our Mechina class, who did so great. After services, please join us in the Temple House for Kiddush, Hamotzi, and Oneg. Temple House, okay, yes. All right, we have a busy week ahead. Tomorrow, our Shomrim class will be holding their Shabbaton in person at 9 a.m. On Sunday, the Musar Torah study class will meet at 10 a.m. on Zoom. Also on Sunday, the confirmation class will be doing their Mishloach Manot factory. Please designate whether you can pick up your box in person during Rock Shabbat or the Purim Carnival, or if you would like it delivered. And you can do so online. On Tuesday, the grandparents group will meet on Zoom at 10 a.m. And then at noon, join Rabbi for his weekly Zoom chat. Wednesday, Rabbi's Lunch and Learn will be both in person and on Zoom at noon. And on Thursday, the TV film discussion on Zoom will be about The Girl from Oslo at noon. Noon is a happy time. All right, we're really excited about next Friday. Not only will it be an amazing Beatles-themed Rock Shabbat, but also our appetizer reception returns starting at 6 p.m. in both the BFR and the courtyard. Next Saturday, also save the date for a special Shabbat in nature at 9 a.m. as we explore the plants in the vicinity of the Ohlone Village at Rancho San Antonio County Park. And of course, with Adar Beit, which begins tonight, also comes Purim. So look for our various festivities, including our first in-person Purim Carnival in 3 years on March 13th, and the adult Purim experience on March 16th. I'm sure you remembered all of that. Shabbat Shalom.
There's a test later.
There is a test, that's correct. We have lots of fun coming. We are so excited that we get to be together for Purim and Pesach this year. We've really missed them the last couple of years, so it'd be so nice to be together. And we're going to have a fun Rock Shabbat Friday, so hopefully you'll come and join us for that. Otherwise, not much going on. Yeah, very little. We continue with Elaine on page 586. Please rise if you're able, either physically or in spirit.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon hakol, latet gedula leotzer breshit, shehu noteh shamayim v'yosed haaretz, u'moshav yikaro b'shamayim v'imal, u'shchinatu zo b'govhei meromim, u'Eloheinu ein od, va'anachnu korim, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
It is our minhag, our custom at Temple Emanu-El, upon hearing the name of our loved one before we do mourner's kaddish, to stand as a sign of our love and grief for that person, and to remain standing till all the names that our yahrzeit list have been recited. On this Shabbat, before we read those that have recently suffered a loss, we are thinking very much so in our community of Rabbi Martin Wiener, who died yesterday, the emeritus rabbi of Sha'arei Tefillah, but quite frankly, a very influential rabbi for a lot of us rabbis in California. Just a mensch of a man. So we think of him. He'll be laid to rest Sunday at 1 p.m. We also think of those that are grieving the Shiva, the first week of mourning for Richard Buriesse, dear, dear husband of Charlotte Buriesse. We also think of our beloved Ruth Kahn, wife of Mike Kahn, mother of Mark Kahn, and grandmother of Tzvia and Omri Kahn. We also think of dear friend of David Ledwitz's, who passed also this week, Bud Kelly, as well as those that are grieving the Shloshim, the 30-day period of mourning for Michael Barco and William Shepard III. We as well think of those that are grieving the Shana, the first-year mourning for James Atlas, Leon Averick, Brenda Bausch, David Berg, Pauline Anderson Berkowitz, Carol Bitter, Denise Blue, Hy Birdman, Phyllis Birdman, Curtis Cage, Mary Cage, Alexander Cunningham, Norman Deshotsky, Carol Everett, Mervyn Feinstein, Alan Garshon, Lubov Katsis, Richard Gersten, Charles Green, Cirilo Guerra, Estella Guerra, former president of our congregation, Phil Hammer, Judy Fisher-Harrington, Deborah Katzman, Kevin Krieger, Hal Lax, Maxine Mutnick, Michael Meltzer, Barry Miller, Roberta Stivelman-Newman, Patricia Roscoe, Richard Peterson, Len Pomerantz, Colin Powell, Arlene Ravel, former president of our congregation, Corinne Ravel, Steve Reese, Stanley Rosen, Betty Rossman, Joe Russo, Jane Sargent, Rosalind Schwartz, Arnold Chaffritz, Marilyn Siller, Kit Snyder, Ruben Wargon, Marty Weisblatt, Millie Wolfson, Lucy Young, Laura Ziffer. We also think of the following yahrzeits that we observe on this Shabbat as we think of Bessie Bell, Herman Burns, Sonia Block, Mim Bloom, Herbert Bloomer, Bob Bergman, Clara Cohen, Ida DeWaskin, Helen Favorman, Bertie Feeder, Shirley Furman, Irving Genzel, David Gilner, Maurice Baruch Gluckman, Henry Green, Maury Gross, Henry Guin, former mayor of San Jose, Susan Hammer, Leon Hoffman, Henry Hoffheimer, Estelle Hurwitz, Jacob Jaffe, Mary Ann Kazel, Sidney Kopner, Dorothy Korn, Lena Kowalski, Nell Kuhn-Levy, Rabbi David Lieb, Harold Levine, Harry Levine, Ann Levine, Michael David Lotman, Luis Manning, Adolph Meyerson, Manny Migdal, Max Morris, Ruth Morrison, Meyer Novak, Lillian Pollock, Bernard Jack Pollock, Sam Pomerantz, Nathaniel Ratner, Alvin Ravel, Jeff Ryan, Bernie Rosenberg, Eve Rosenthal, Fred Rubin, Ed Rubin, Eunice Sachs, Esther Sachs, Elsie Saul, Samuel Rubin Shore, Marilyn Silver, Emma Simon, Evelyn Singer, Herb Slavitt, M. David Stein, Molly Thaler, Marilyn Torgerson, Bernard Vershuk, William Wyman. Zichronam livracha, may all of our loved ones endure as a blessing. As we turn to page 598 to recite together the ancient words of our mourner's Kaddish. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ועלמא דברה חירותי והמליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה וזמן קריב יאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם עולמי עלמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה ברכו, לעולם מכל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, תאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה משמיה, וחיים עלינו וכל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו וכל ישראל וכל נשות תבל, ואמרו אמן. May the source of peace send peace to those who mourn and those who have grieved among us. And together, as one family in empathy and in love, let us say, Amen. Please be seated.
We can't have too many prayers for peace right now, I think.
For sure.
So we'll close together with words of Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu.
All right, students, go to your parents. Go to your parents. Go to your parents. Yeah. Go to your parents. All right. If you have a daughter, I invite you to lay your hands upon your daughter and repeat after me as we have the opportunity now to bless our amazing children. Yasimech Elohim Kesara Rivka Rachel Veleah. May God inspire you to live in the tradition of Sarah and Rebecca, Rachel and Leah, who carried forward the life of our people. If you have a son, I invite you to lay your hands upon your son and repeat after me. Yasimcha Elohim Ke'Ephraim V'chi Menashe. May God inspire you to live in the tradition of Ephraim and Menashe, who carried forward the life of our people. And now, students, I invite you to lay your hands upon your parents ever so gently, as you get to bless them too. And repeat after me, I love you. I love you. Hugs and kisses now. Shabbat Shalom. We'll see you all in the Temple House. Let's oneg. Oh my God.
Come on, form next week.
Steph was saying we were out of finish line. Did you two have anything to do with that?
What? Yo, no, if I'm drinking, it ain't that. I can tell you that right now, it ain't gonna be that.
We're all gonna be nuts tomorrow too, goodness, and Sunday.
I know.
Oh, tomorrow will be good though. All right, well.